What's up, everybody? Welcome here to PCP Movie Night on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills, and that's right. This is PCP Movie Night. It's the show where we gather every Monday night to talk about the movie of the week. We pick a movie, we all watch it, we gather here to discuss it together. Tonight, we're talking about 2016's Your Name. Why? Because we are in the second week of Crew's Choice, where the crew gets to pick the movies that we cover. Tonight is John Hammertime Holshoe's pick. He picked Your Name, but we're also in a mini fest within the fest of Crew's Choice. So Crew's Choice is May and June, but every Crew's Choice in May has to be an anime film because we are in the midst of anime. Get it? It was John's idea. I picked the first pick for my birthday. It was Akira. Tonight, we're talking about Your Name. Your Name, not Your Name. But anyway, it was Hammertime Holshoe's pick, and he's here with us. So what's up, Holshoe? How you doing?
I'm doing okay, man. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. We got to hang out during Robbie week last week. That was super fun to see you. Super fun to see you on a show. Glad you picked this movie, man. I'm rather excited to talk about it, bro.
Me too, man. I love this movie, so I'm excited to talk about it. It's one of those movies that I love so much that I don't want to discuss it because I'm like, what if somebody doesn't love it as much as it'll hurt my feelings? I've been hesitant, but I want everybody to see it. So I was like, if we talk about it, people haven't seen it will go out and watch it because it's
That's what I love about you, John. You may seem soft, but this motherfucker's got balls of steel, dude. You're talking about, you could have a funhouse situation brewing tonight. You don't even know. And if anybody's going to cause it to be a funhouse situation, it's Jelani. What is up, my man? How you doing?
Station. Your movie sucks, John.
Oh my God. I'm going to drive over there right now.
I'm kidding, dude. Your movie's awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. At first, I didn't. So be surprised, be very happy that I didn't throw stuff at my TV. But I liked it. So, I can't wait to discuss it. And that's it. I'll leave it alone.
Hell yeah.
Good choice. Good choice.
Another member of the Excitable PCP crew joining us tonight has not seen this movie. I think this is a first time watch for him as well. And I think he was very excited about it. It's Fable.
Station, what's going on? Damn it, Jelani, you took my bit. I was going to say how much I hated this movie.
Don't worry, Brooks is going to come out and be like, it was all right.
No, man. Yeah, you're right. I'm super excited to talk about this one. First time watch, and we'll get into it.
I think it's the first time watch for everybody here except for John, including the man, the myth, the legend. It's Brooks, the Magnificent. What is up, homie?
So,
nice to see you, man. After I shared my weed with you the other night for my birthday, I thought that you were done for the rest of the week.
yeah. No, I showed up for all three.
You're right. I just remember you laying in the bag chair being like, give me 10 minutes, bro, before we crash Fable's show.
Jeez.
It happens.
And then Brooks single-handedly beat Super Mario Brothers 2. So there you go. I mean, he put it
all the way through. No warps.
Tough one, man. That's
we did a warp and a save state, bro. We were cheating like a motherfucker, but you beat it.
There's a save state like right at warp. I'm like, okay.
2's got warps.
I did beat him though.
Yeah, 2's got warps, man.
Oh, I beat it without the warps. I didn't know I had warps, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, there was no way it was going to happen without warps on Friday night because we were drinking and smoking. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you should have joined us, Holshoe. We were up till like 4 a.m.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, but it was fun. It was fun. Anyway, we're talking about Your Name tonight. This Hammertime Holshoe's pick. So Hammertime, what I usually do at this moment is talk about the history of the movie, who directed it, what its significance is, and then I would go into my overall thoughts. But before I do my overall thoughts, will you please tell us about this movie, Your Name? I had never even heard of it, bruh.
I love this movie, man, so much. I'm a big fan of Makoto Shinkai. He did Suzuma and Voices of a Distant Star and Weathering with You. He's done so many amazing films, and this film is no exception. It's visually stunning. The music is amazing. And the story, I think, is really cool story because it almost feels like Freaky Friday or What's the one with what was it, Dudley Moore? Was it him and Kirk Cameron? What's the one where they do the body swap?
Well, yes. Was it? I don't know.
know.
As soon
So-
as Dudley Moore, I'm like Arthur, but it's not Arthur. I don't
It's
remember.
not Arthur.
Trading
It's,
places.
that's definitely not the right.
That's not Trading Places.
But it's I like the fact
Like
that it
father,
doesn't-
like son.
Yeah. Oh,
What
is
a
that what it's
great
called?
movie.
And
Yeah.
is it Kirk Cameron? Who's the kid?
It's Kirk Cameron. Bro, we
Okay, I
totally
can
got to
remember.
cover that. Maybe we can get Kirk to join us. That'd be fun.
Yeah, he'd love to be.
We just have to be like, no Bible shit, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say that deal breaker for him. They probably wouldn't be on the show. But dude, I love this movie so much, man. And finally, I've seen it so many times. I didn't have it on Blu-ray, and then last Christmas, my brother bought me the Steelbook. I generally avoid Steelbooks because they're usually more expensive, and if you order them online, the chance of you getting it and not being dented, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get them in one piece.
Oh, that's gorgeous, though, man. Look at that.
So yeah, so he got me this as a Christmas gift, and since I love this movie with all my heart, I needed the Blu-ray. So, it's I don't know. I don't want to start going into actual story because maybe I guess we're gonna have to spoil things, right? Because it really does seem like a Freaky Friday thing, but then there's a lot more going on to that with the comet and everything. I do love the Japanese culture. You know, I hadn't been to Japan, I hadn't been to Tokyo. I love the Japanese culture that's in this. They show the shrines and they deal with some Shinto stuff, and it's just an amazing movie. And the detail, you can go to these places in Tokyo and they said, oh, this scene's here and this scene here, and you can see the detail, like they got the power lines and the way the building, like the details in the city that they just copied areas. Like, let's get this staircase, the staircase at the end where they run into each other. Like the detail, I'm like, holy shit, man. Like this studio, amazing studio. They did such a good job visually. And the movie's just, I think it's an amazing movie.
All
and
right, well, I don't want you to get too much into your overall thoughts.
I do want to point out that he's made a lot of great films. A lot of them, you walk away from it and you're just depressed the rest of the day. This isn't one of those. I think at least I like the ending, but he makes some depressing shit. I'm just throwing it out there. If you watch some of his other library, he's an amazing director and writer, but some of his movies are fucking sad as shit. I don't think this is one of those. I think it's got sad parts, and I think overall, I think it's a enjoyable watch. You can walk away and be happy.
All right. Well, if anybody is here that hasn't seen the movie, like, watch the movie. I think it's pretty solid. I actually found it. Somebody uploaded it on YouTube in full on the English dub.
Oh, crazy.
Fable shared that this morning with the crew, but like, yeah, dude, that's how I found it. Because I was like, I think I got to go to Crunchyroll or something, and I saw it on YouTube.
It's
I was like,
Plex.
fuck
It's
it, let's go.
Plex.
Oh, nice. I didn't know what the Plex rules had changed yet. I know that there's some anyway, we'll get to that. My overall thoughts. I have never heard of this film. And when I first started watching this film, John, I was like, because one of the last anime films that you talked about and brought up for Crew's Choice was A Silent Voice.
Amazing film.
Which is a brilliant, amazing film, but is very sad.
Yes.
And I was like, as soon as I started watching this movie, I was like, is this motherfucker doing another cheesy ass, sad dad, navel gazy fucking anime? Right? And I do think that overall you did pick another one like that, but this one does feel a little bit more optimistic and a little bit more hopeful, right? But it does. So when I first start watching this movie, I'm like, what is this cheesy ass shit? I just got done watching Akira last week, 24 frames a second, right? And I'm watching this, I'm like, oh God, it's going to be slow. And, you know, I'm watching it last night at the end, the tail end of Robbie week. I was exhausted. I was planning on doing a Rockin' Robbie live last night, and I was like, I still got to watch this movie. I can't do Rockin' Robbie live. I'll just put this fucking movie on. And I'll be honest, I was not in the right headspace to watch it at first. I was like, man, I don't want to do this movie injustice, but I feel like just getting through it. Start watching the movie, and I'm just like, God damn, John, picking some shit like this again. Then the Freaky Friday shit starts, and I'm like, this is interesting. And then the big twist of the separation of the 3 years, that it's not just a body swap, but a body swap across time. I got super engaged in this film and could not take my eyes away from it, bruh. Plus, it's a beautifully animated film.
Yes.
The music's all right. And altogether, I enjoyed my experience. I do have a slight issue. We'll get into that. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. And I was surprised how much I enjoyed it after, say, the first 10 minutes. Because at first I was like kind of prejudging it. You know what I'm saying? But then it hooks me in. It gets its gnarly claws into me and just pulls me into these characters, this world. I just wish they would have developed a little bit more with some of the other characters. But what about you, Holshoe? Overall, what's your thoughts? And carry on this conversation through.
I love this movie so much. I do find it interesting that in other movies that are body swap type things, like Freaky Friday, like the other one we're talking about, they sort of introduce the daily life first before the body swap. This, it starts immediately, and they've already swapped, and there's confusion, and there's even confusion for the audience to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They go right into it. Now, maybe they wanted to do more backstory. Maybe they wanted to give more backstory to the characters. Shinkai has said that they were under the gun to get the film done in 2 years, and he feels it's an unfinished product. So he wasn't happy with the final result. So maybe he wanted to add more this or more of that. I think it's a perfect film. I love the film. But yeah, he's got some regrets. He didn't really share like his issues with it, but he felt that 2 years was enough time. And a lot of it obviously goes in the animation process. And I love it. I love everything about it. I love the soundtrack. I love I've watched the Japanese. I've never seen the dub. It might be a great dub. I used to be one of those people I'd gatekeep. Oh, you got to watch it originally. Just watch this in any fucking language. Watch it because it's an amazing movie. Watch it in Portuguese, whatever fucking you want to watch it in. Watch it in because it's really good. I can't tell you if the dub's good. It might be an amazing dub. I haven't seen the dub.
Seemed fine for me. And the cool thing was the music was dubbed too. Which
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the dub is fantastic.
In it.
Yeah, they did an incredible job with the dub. I gotta say.
Oh, good. Because I've seen the original and I love it. And the soundtrack is we'll get to that later. I like the soundtrack, so I don't know how it is in the dub. But I love this movie. It's actually my favorite film. I don't mean my favorite anime film. This is my favorite film. Like this 100%. There's no movie I love more than this movie. So I wanted to share it with you guys. But again, I was hesitant. I'm like, if somebody says something bad, I'm going to have to go to their house and then beat them with a towel. I don't want to do that. I love you guys. But I got a stack of towels right here, ready to fucking go. I'll drive to your house, Fable. I'll drive there. And then we'll hang out afterwards.
Why you think I hate it?
I don't know. But I love it.
Because you're the furthest away, Fable. Yeah. That's why.
And I actually got to see Suzume, which is his Shinkai's newest film, in the theater. That finally got to see one of his films theatrically. I hadn't seen, even though I've seen a bunch of his stuff, I finally got to go see another one. And that also deals with what do you call it? Earthquakes. So it seems like a lot of his films deal with natural disasters of some sort. Yeah. So, well, he said that was the last one he was dealing with, with natural disasters. Anyway, I love this film, man. I love everything about it, and I'm just excited to talk about it with you guys. And I'm happy you're here to talk about it. I'm happy that people that haven't seen it actually got to watch it because I feel like it's a very special film.
Hell yeah! What about you, Jelani? What do you think?
Like I said at the very beginning, I was pissed. I was like, damn it, this is going to be another sad bastard movie John's doing. God dang it. And I'm watching it and I'm like, the fuck is this? And the music's all peppy and shit and like sitcom-y. We're going to do a day to day. You can't wait. I was like, fucking bullshit. Damn it, John. And then it starts getting into the story. Like, I finally got it because I wasn't in the right headspace either. I just come off Robbie Week myself. Plus, I worked 2 jobs. And it's been absolutely wild. And I'm tired.
And we had a very fun time at Backlash. I'm just going to say that again.
It was freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. I'm still having fun. And you got all that tequila, didn't you, Robbie?
Oh, yeah, I took the tequila.
God
I
damn.
leave my controller at your house.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. I'm looking around. I don't see it.
I was afraid I'd lost it.
No, my place. He left it. Yeah.
Oh, that controller. Well, man. Yeah. It's a damn good film, to be honest. Once you get into it, once you get into the characters, once you get into the real meat and potatoes of this thing, it's almost a love story. Almost. And I'm a sucker for love stories. So it's just one of those.
Almost a love story.
It's not a love story. It's kind of smart. It's almost star-crossed lovers. Almost.
It is that.
No,
What are you talking about?
No,
It's
not.
almost that. It is that.
No, it's not. Don't argue with me, boy. I know exactly what it is. And it is
I don't.
not.
I feel Jillian. I don't know if they quite sell.
They don't sell the love story. It's
Yeah.
almost there. Like he's willing to go the extra distance, but it's not consummated. It's just not overtly there. It's really almost there. You almost get it, but it's not there. I've seen love stories, dude. I know what love actually is. That's the greatest love story ever told.
Delaney was expecting a wedding where the
Not a
bride
wedding.
doesn't show up, and then they have to like run after her.
Yeah. You gotta chase them. But it's good.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever met a girl that you would do what this dude did for this girl? Would you ever just like go out looking for her?
Simping? Sure, I've seen tons of simping. Yeah, bunch of simpies.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of them. Yep. Love is blind and love is stupid. But at the same time, he still was confused as why his body was being switched with a girl. That's it.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. We've always had a Freaky Friday situation.
Yeah. There was Fable and I
Yeah,
had a
so-
Freaky Friday like 2 weeks ago. Him and I swapped for
Right.
a day. It was really
So there's
really
a lot of
awkward.
influence. You know, I'm not an anime or manga expert, but there's a lot of Ranma 1/2 influence, I think,
Oh,
in
yeah.
this film, right? Yeah.
It's a lot of switching. But it's a poignant film. It makes a lot of sense once you get into it. And the whole comet thing threw me completely off guard. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, there's a comet. And then they stop switching. And he's like, why are we stopping switching? And then all this shit happens. And you're like, oh my God, there's a crater.
The
And this
comet
is
thing
like-
too is just all the comet stuff is gorgeous. Like the art
It's
stunning.
It's gorgeous, but then like what's crazy to me about like the meaning of this movie is the comet what causes it? Because the reason why it stops is not because she dies in the comet.
Mm-mm.
When you get to the end of the movie, the reason why it all stops is because she gives him her fucking hair tie
Hair tie.
3 years before he
Before
even
she
met
was
her
with it. Right.
and didn't recognize it. And then it's so weird. Like, I don't know. Do y'all think the comet had something to do with it?
Yeah,
I
the
don't-
comet.
Yeah.
The comet is the reason she
comet's the
died
reason.
that night. And when she died
Yeah.
that night, that's when everything stopped.
That's when everything
But is the
changed.
comet the
Donnie
reason
Darko
why
He was
is
living
the comet the reason why
vicariously-
the body swap is happening?
No, but listen, he was living vicariously through her 3 years ahead of time. They were still on the same days. It was still September 12th in
Yeah.
his time, and it was September 12th in her time, but it was like her time was a Tuesday. His time
Right.
was a Thursday, and they show that on the phone.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. We'll get
It's-
into
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
I
so
really-
deep. It's so like
Yeah.
layered. It's really
when they
good.
talk about the grandma talks about her daughter having
her
that
gift.
gift and her having that same gift.
Yeah.
I wonder if one of them had saved somebody before because there's the damage from the previous comet. Like
Right.
that whole thing where they have that shrine or whatever they put where they put the sake or whatever they spit in.
Right.
That exact first I thought it was when I first
Would
saw
you
it, I'm
drink
like,
that sake, John?
Yeah. So first I first I thought it was
baby.
a volcano crater. They have those like on top mountains. They have the things from volcanoes in Japan because there's a lot of volcanoes there. But then you realize, oh, this is actually from another comet. And then they talk about it's weird. The grandma's like, oh yeah, that happened to me. It happened to your mom. And they just kind of she moves on like, what the what what you guys transform bodies? What? That's just a weird thing to see. So casual about that.
It is.
Brooks,
I would have drank that sake, by the way.
we're both simps.
Simping for spit. I mean, if I'm going all the way down into a damn cave and you already experienced that you got to spit in something to like get the essence back or whatever. Yeah, I'll drink the drink. Why not?
All right. Speaking of drinking the drink, Fable, what do you think about this one overall?
Well, I was a lot like you guys, man. I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, it's a gorgeous movie first and foremost. That I cannot deny. It's absolutely beautiful. Animation is fantastic. Definitely gives me that Studio Ghibli vibe, 100%. And I'm watching it, but it's still like, what's going on here, right? Like I don't understand what this is. And then, they do the Freaky Friday type of deal, and I'm like, okay, I mean, sure, I've seen this movie before, right? Like I've seen this concept done before. One of the best animated films ever. I don't know where are people getting this from? You know what I mean? Just from what I'm watching in the beginning, even though I'm still entertained by it. But then you're right, Robbie. Once that 3-year reveal happens, it almost recontextualized the first 40 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't want to let it go. And I wanted to know what the hell was going to happen and why it was happening. And I was just totally involved in the mystery. And at the same time, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. The story being told was a beautiful tale, like and so different than something like this, right? This body swapping thing. Like that's a mechanic in the movie, but that's not really this movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but so wonderfully layered in so many different ways. And right when it finished, because that ending, the way it involved the title of the movie, it just left me like stunned. And I was sitting there like, I'm gonna watch this shit again. And I did a Verno and I watched it again. This movie is fantastic, guys. Overall thoughts. This movie is absolutely great, and I recommend it to anybody, not just anime watchers. And I don't know, Jelani, I understand where you're coming from, but I totally recommended this to my lady because she loves rom-coms and stuff like that. And she loved it. She absolutely loved it too.
I get the whole concepts of it.
You know, I mean,
almost there. It's almost.
I'm not the rom-com expert, so I'm gonna defer to you to tell me whether this is one or not.
Love Actually exists. Go watch Love Actually and then talk to me.
But at the end, when they finally fucking connect for the third time, right? Like, because they've been connecting through the whole movie. When they finally connect for that third time, it was like he found his soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
That's his soulmate. You know what I mean? And I know they don't know that yet, but we know that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I loved it.
Hell yeah. What about you, Brooks? Man, first time watch. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, I like this movie. Like, I was kind of like, I'm glad I didn't. I was kind of thinking I was going to skip on it maybe because like I didn't want to have to sign up for Crunchyroll. But then there was like, then I remembered like that there was an anime on there I wanted to watch anyway. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go ahead and get Crunchyroll. And then I'm glad I watched it. It's a good movie. Like I really like it. It's like I like the twists it takes. I think I like the fact that at the end the stakes feel high. You feel like oh shit, like is he going to be able to like to pull off the save? But yeah, like I really did like it. It is it's an interesting one, definitely. It's not like Akira at all, really. But it's kind of like if Akira was a rom-com, or I guess a dramedy.
Yeah, that was the tagline for the movie. If Akira is a rom-com, like what?
Yeah.
This is the Akira of anime rom-coms.
Yes.
Well, believe it or not, this movie has some characters in it. So Hammertime, why don't you kick us off with spotlighting a character / performance?
I feel bad taking one of the main characters, but definitely Mitsuha. So
yeah, it's your pick, bro.
Yeah,
you get to do this tonight.
Of the two main characters, I really, I mean, because it's her town. You know what I'm saying? It's her grandma and her life, her importance. I do like the fact that she's like, man, I bet it'd be easier if I lived in a big city like Tokyo and I was a boy. Like everything, my life would be so much easier and be so much better. And of course, that's when she gets swapped, exactly what she gets. And I can understand that. I've lived in small towns before and I've never wanted to be, I'm already a guy, so I guess I'm fine. But I've definitely wanted to be in larger cities and get out of the small town and like that big city life, or go to a cafe or something. And it's interesting that that's what she wants and that's what she gets. And then the end, I don't know. Her character is great though. I think she's developed pretty well, and you get her backstory about her parents and everything. And the same thing, you don't get as much. I would say you probably don't get as much as Taki's like family and stuff, but her character is developed really well. And she's a great character. And her sister obviously thinks she's got a thing where she likes to grab her own boobs, I guess. Because every time
who doesn't wake up like that though?
Yeah.
You know, like
I have to talk to the ladies. Is that how they wake up? I don't know. I don't, you know. So yeah, that character is great. I mean, you know, she's half of the equation for the, you know, for the show, but you know, I don't know.
I'll tell you that most women don't wake up grabbing their boobs. They go to sleep grabbing them going, God, they hurt so much. What about you, Jelani? What's a performance you want to highlight, or a character, I should say?
Yeah, I was going to take the sister. The sister to me was hilarious. Well, every time she had no chance, like to walk. Like, I don't know why she was so nosy, but she still walked come in the room every time to touch her boobs. Like, she's doing it again. It's so great. I don't know what it was about that character. When I saw her the first time, I absolutely laughed. Even though it was at the very beginning where I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? I still laughed really hard, like off the top. So
the first time it happened to me, Jelani, I was watching like, oh god damn, an anime.
Yep.
Like fucking looking at her boobs. We gotta do a boob shot.
That's right.
Yotsuha is her little sister.
Yotsuha. Okay.
Yeah.
She was a cool character. I liked her.
I like when she's like, "Oh my god, my sister's lost her fucking mind." Remember that one scene?
Yes,
she's gone crazy.
Yeah.
You gonna wait for your sister to go to school? Nope. I'm going. I'm leaving now. I'm out of here.
I'm leaving first. I gotta get out. I loved her, but that's it. Yeah, I don't want to take a big one.
Hell yeah. What about you, Fable? What's a performance or a character you want to highlight?
I'm gonna go with Mitsuha's two best friends, man. The guy and the girl with the pigtails. I mean, I know
you're
it's
gonna pick fucking two, bro.
I'm sorry, it's their unit. You know, one
Tessie, the guy, and Sayaki, the girl.
Yeah,
remember, Tessie has a crush on Mitsuha.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
He's got a crush on that.
Married at the end.
They end up together. Yeah, they end up together. They were a good team, and they end up together. But he initially had a crush on the main girl.
But yeah, I like them because they're really good friends, and they really ride for their homegirl. Especially at the end when she's trying to gather everybody so they can, they could warn the town to get out of there before the comet hits, and nobody's really listening. And homeboy's going against his father, who's in league with the mayor. You know what I mean? And then the other girl, she's really reluctant, but she's like, screw it. If you guys gonna get in trouble, I'll get in trouble too. And I always love characters like that are down for their homies. So
yeah, you need friends like that. I think Robbie would blow up an electrical grid for me if I really needed him to.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! You want to win? Let's fucking go, man.
Not tonight. I need the power. I'm doing a YouTube thing.
I ain't going to nobody's jail. They end the story.
They are great and supportive, and they're great characters.
Somebody I know that would go to jail for us is Brooks. So Brooks, what's a character you want to highlight?
I like the girl that he works with, that he ends up going out with on a date.
Oh yeah, she's a cutie, man.
Yeah. Like in the dub, her.
What's her name? It's like Miss Techmocker or some shit like that. Tessmocker, right? That's her.
Yeah. Like, is this movie based on like a manga or something?
Nope. Shinkai wrote the whole thing himself.
Yeah, they did the manga afterwards.
Like it's a bit compressed in certain spots because, like, she starts out. It kind of skips time a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
And like at first she's like just a coworker, and then like they're best friends. Like in a few scenes later, so I wasn't sure if this was like.
He could definitely tell that he lost interest in her and he had interest in a different girl. You know what I'm saying? I think that's interesting that she noticed that. And all the other guys at his work were definitely obsessed with her. And they're like, what are you doing?
Well, it's like a dead ringer situation in this movie too, right? Where she's like, you're a different person right now.
Yeah, she notices. Yeah. But one of the things that she liked about him and how he was different than other guys that liked her at work was all hurt that other girl's doing. You know what I'm saying? It was when that girl...
you had a feminine side.
Yeah,
definitely have a feminine side.
All right, well, that leaves me a character that I wanted to spotlight, which was the grandmother.
The Oba-chan.
Like she was a really cool character. I like that family dynamic with the sister and the grandmother. You get more of, what's her name? Masunaha? What's her name again?
Mitsuha is the main girl. Yeah, and the grandma's name is Hitoha, but she calls her Obachan, which means grandma.
Okay, but you get a lot more of that development with her through her familial structure, and I think the grandmother is like a big part of that. I really like that character. So hell yeah, nobody said Taki.
Taki was. I thought somebody else would say it, so I took one half. Somebody could take the other.
No, because
half.
Taki's kind of like just a dipshit. I don't think he deserves any flowers in this fucking movie, man. To be honest with you, he's just a dipshit all the way.
What are you talking about? He sipped his way all the way to a crater.
Yeah.
What the crap are you
I wish
talking
I had
about?
more scenes of him as in the girl's body, because like I always thought it was funny the way he acted as her, like, you know, because he's like, she's got the hair down, he's man spreading and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
And that was a good part of the English dub, is that when Taki was Mitsuha, he would speak lighter. Like he would be like,
yeah.
And she would speak with a deeper tone when she was him. So they nailed that with the English dub. I don't know
in
if
the
they were doing that in
Japanese
the
version.
Japanese.
Yeah, in the Japanese version, when she's in his body, she uses a lot of like, instead of saying boku, which is I do this, I do that, but it's the boku is the like masculine form. She would not use boku, so she would sometimes say things the non-masculine version when she was him, and his friends were like, "Why are you talking like that?" They thought it was weird. They also asked why they're like, "You have a dialect, dude?" Because there are different dialects in Japan. They're like, "You don't normally sound like that." So they even pointed out in the
that's cool, because that's something lost on the English speaking audience. Because we like in English we don't have that differentiation between. I mean, we have she and her, but like we don't when we say you or I, there's not like a gender connotation. But in other languages, there is.
Yeah, like in Spanish. Spanish is like that.
Yeah.
There's female and male words.
Yeah.
So exactly.
That's something that we miss. So they do that with the voices, and I picked up on that too, Fable. It was really cool. Really, really cool. All right. Style and structure. The style of the movie is brilliant. Like, it looks so fucking good. And you were talking about this, John. Everything with the comet, the shit in the sky, it's beautiful. And they would do those like sweeping camera pans and movements that were just like transfixing, man. They were so freaking cool. My only real gripe with this movie is structurally. And I do think that it has an elongated third act. I do. Like, I think that like it hits a point where we understand that they're 3 years separated. We understand now the stake of everything with the fact that she's been dead for 3 years before he even actually connects with her or meets her, right? But then it kind of like, I think at that point the movie has a good 20 minutes left, and I feel like it goes fucking 50, right? But like
when he's searching for the town, you're talking about
searching for the town and this and that, and just it feels like it takes a while to end. I'm not saying it's Return of the King level of an ending and an ending and an ending and an ending, but it does feel like it's got a couple endings that just like pulled me out just a slight bit, but just a slight bit. What about you, John? What do you think about the style and structure? Because I think with style wise, it soars. It's a beautiful looking.
Yeah, style wise, it's top notch. I don't have an issue with the structure. I do wish we had a little more of their day-to-day stuff before they did the transformation. But again, even Shinkai, I don't know what his issues are with the film, but he said it's not perfect. He had a lot of issues because they only had 2 years to make it. And 2 years seems like a lot, but if you've seen the artwork that goes into this film, there was a lot of work that went into this film. You know what I'm saying?
Otomo says the same thing about Akira. So this is 2 movies back to back that we consider brilliant, that the directors felt like they didn't get the job done.
Yeah,
which is
it felt
crazy,
like something was missing. And I don't know what his complaints were or what he never really described.
You think Roland Emmerich ever feels that way? Like, I didn't get the job done? I bet he's satisfied. I bet he's just thinking every time he thinks he's made the greatest
like a
movie
fucking
ever.
baby every night. So I don't have any complaints. You do get thrown into it in the beginning, but I do like kind of the part where it is drawn out, where he's trying to find the town and he goes to that shrine or wherever and he finds the sake and stuff. I find the whole thing, I like that it kind of slows down because it kind of adds, like, it makes it more somber. You know what I'm saying? He finds the crater and he finds the town and the guy sees the drawings. He's like, oh, I recognize, that whole thing is really.
And one of the reasons why nobody said Taki is because this is a dumbass motherfucker. Oh, you don't remember this whole town being destroyed 3 years ago? Jesus Christ, man.
He's also quick to anger because we see him initially with that bandage. So he got in some sort of fight. but we don't know what happened because that was when he was himself. And then, so he's quick to anger, you learn he's not this perfect person, but I think she changes him a lot, you know what I'm saying? And for the better.
Makes him a simp. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I would do the same thing from a Misa Sasaki. We won't get there. We won't go there. But the style and structure, I wouldn't change anything about it. I love the film. Like I said, it would be nice to have more of a backstory, but then it would add more to the film. It might be too long of a film. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, I don't know what he wanted to change. I don't know if he wanted really wanted was a talking dog character would have been hilarious. I don't know what he wanted to add to the movie.
It may be one of those cases where, I could look at it and be like 10 minutes cut could make the movie better or 10 minutes added.
Yeah,
right? Maybe just a little bit more about Taki, his family, his back. There's a lot of shit like you don't know about him, which makes it a hard sell.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he falls in love with her, but that she falls in love with him.
Yeah.
Because it seems like mostly in the beginning of the movie that she
Yeah.
felt more like she wanted to be him or
Yeah.
something like that.
She asked, she wished to be a boy.
She wished it, yeah.
She wished
Then
it.
I thought she had feelings for that girl. I'm like, maybe she's digging that girl.
I think she did, bruh.
Yeah.
She would have nailed that date, bruh, and it would have been a whole different movie.
Yep.
I mean, he must have been a player a little bit too, because when she got back into her body, a girl confessed her love to her. She said, "Why is a girl falling in love with me?" So he must have had that girl.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
they just don't show it, like you said. They don't show enough of his version of stuff.
Yeah, because we don't get that far into the film before we get that like montage, whatever, like music montage thing. So we finally understand what's going on. Then we get more of the
Oh, you
body
talking about when we
thing.
get the CW bit? Yeah. That's good, right? We get a few of those, don't we?
But I loved it. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I love everything about it.
Hell yeah. What about you, Jelani? Style and structure, your name, go.
It is a little long for what it is. Like we could have wrapped this up in an hour, maybe an hour 15. Got a little bit in there, shown the comment. I mean, get like a good whole 2 days. It should have been a Freaky Friday. It should have been a Friday where this happened. And in that Friday, you just discover that, hey, this happened 3 years ago or something. Something needed to happen. And it was, excuse me, it felt a little drawn out in parts towards the end. Of course, that's the most intriguing parts. And I'm like, damn it, why is it intriguing and slow? Damn it. Why are they, I loved the scene where both of them are at the crater and they're like almost touch each other.
Yeah, they can talk during the twilight.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I love that scene. It was freaking amazing. So
and they write each other's names. Supposedly he writes "I love you," but yeah.
Oh,
and when that pen drops, I mean that
it's so sad. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, our heart.
It got me, man. Oh. Yeah. Why? You didn't get a chance to write your name. What's your name? Oh God! It's so wild. So I like the pace needs to work. Pace needs a lot of work. And that's about it. I mean, stylishly, you were saying that these drawings were based on real places in Japan, and that's amazing if that's the case, because they were drawn beautifully.
The level of detail. The level of detail. Yeah. And I've been on the trains. I've been on
those camera movements, right? And I know they're not actually moving a camera, but to animate that in such a powerful way.
Right.
Yeah, I've been on the Shinkansen, and when they show them in Tokyo, they're on the Yamanote line. I've been on that line, the one with the green and silver train. I've been on some of those trains. I've been to some of those locations, and I'm like, this is it. They nailed the shit out of this, man.
Hell yeah.
Look at your name.
And I get what you're saying, Jelani, about the pace, but man, an hour? This movie needs to be more than
hour
and 15, man. And just
hour 15.
I think maybe the movie should be like an hour and 38 or something like that.
Or
it should be 2 hours. Like 10 minutes more, 10 minutes less, and I think it would be near perfect. But once again, what the fuck do we know? I've never made an anime film. Neither is Jelani, but we are working on one. We're going to be doing a Kickstarter very, very soon.
Right.
It's called Springtime for Hitler. So we're expecting to raise a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And then not have it fucking succeed. Anyway, Fable, What about you? What do you think about the style and structure? That was a producer's joke, y'all.
Yeah.
It does
I'm not a fan of Hitler. I just want to get that.
Or want to make a musical.
Sad that not everybody gets the reference anymore.
It's true. Now you're a Hitler thing. Now you're canceled.
You got to watch your ass in the 2020s, man.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they'll ruin you if you let them.
But yeah, man, style wise, like I said in the beginning, this movie is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's especially the background plates. That's what really caught me. All of the scenery, the background scene, the animations, and the animation style. It gives me a Ghibli vibe, which is a very simplified vibe, but very animated. I love the rotoscoping when she was dancing, doing the ritual. That was rotoscoped and stuff like that. It looked absolutely beautiful. But it's really the backgrounds that make this movie pop.
That shit was rotoscoped, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy because it didn't have that rotoscope vibe to it. You know, like they did that very well, but it did feel very fluid when they were doing it. So that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was gorgeous. It's really the background plates, all the paintings that they did in this movie is what makes it pop for me as far as its beauty.
That comic shit always like just fuck, dude. Like, can we get something that just projects that on our fucking ceilings at night, man? Like, how fucking cool.
I mean, when he has that dream sequence, when he goes into the shrine and hits his head, and then you see the strands and the way they're moving, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
beautiful.
That's Ghibli stuff right there. And it was absolutely gorgeous. The comment, like you said, so style, it's a 5 out of 5 for sure. Here's the thing. It is a slow burn in the beginning, right? And maybe something exciting, maybe a little more exciting should have happened to keep people from being like, what is this? Because I think the people who've never seen this all had that kind of like feeling like, what's going on? I don't know.
We should have seen her in his body whipping his dick out, like, just fucking going to town with it, right? That's what we should have seen.
Something.
How many donuts can I stack?
Yeah. Something to make you something to not make you feel like, should I keep going with this shit? I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, I had that feeling too. But then if you don't do it, that twist doesn't pop as hard, if that makes any sense, right? Because that twist makes the beginning of the movie, it recontextualize it completely. I watched it again, and the whole beginning was something totally different from me from now that I knew what was happening. Because from what I know, he's not necessarily jumping into her life at a chronological order. Like, I think he's jumping into her life at different points. But anyway, it recontextualizes that first half of the movie, and because of the impact of that, I gotta agree with John. I don't think you should touch it. I think you should just stick with it, and you're in for a ride. And towards the end, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, damn, that was amazing." So I gotta agree with John. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch the structure. I might have put something maybe a little more funny, maybe comedic. I don't know what to say. I'm like Robbie said, I'm not a director. What do I know? But
girls should have been in it more.
Just to give it a little more, like, to get people more stuck to it to get to that point in the movie. But again, that point in the movie totally makes the beginning of the movie better. So yeah, I don't know if I would touch it. I think structure is fine.
Hell yeah. What about you, Brooks? Style and structure, what do you think?
Well, it's like I love the animation, of course, like that's one thing like I've always respected about the Japanese is they never put the limitations on their animation that we did over here in America. Like over here, it's always either cartoons are either like, kid stuff or like, Ralph Bakshi. But in Japan, like, they make animation is like has more of a wider spectrum, and like, so they can do like an animated romantic comedy, or they can do like, an animated sports drama, like, and like it works, the style works, and especially in this movie. I don't get the feeling like, I know you guys think it could have been shorter, but I think it needed actually like a couple of more scenes just because I think that the subplot of her and her dad needed like a couple of more scenes to like give impact to, you know, in the end when like, because that's like a big part of it is her like, you know, finally confronting her father. But you don't see as much of him like, you know, dressing her down. You just have like, you know, the one scene where he calls her out for not walking straight enough.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, you know, basically when she tries to.
I would have liked to have seen a parallel, though, between both of their journeys with their fathers.
Yeah, like the dude,
Right?
you don't really get much from his.
Because you get the idea that Taki does not have a good relationship with his father, right?
Yeah.
He don't show how that would have changed if she was in his body. You know, yeah, they don't do that. It's not there either. You're right.
Maybe that's maybe this movie should have been 2 hours, 5 minutes, something like that. Like add a little bit more. I don't know. I think it could have evened it out a little bit more, but like I kind of agree with what y'all are saying right now about like the twist, the turn happens because of the amount of time spent on the Freaky Friday shit. And at first you're like, this is just Freaky Friday. The problem is here in America, not many people are watching this in the movie theater where you buy a ticket and you sit down and you're like, well, I'm fucking stuck here for 2 fucking hours, no matter what they fucking put in front of my face. You pop this shit on Netflix or Crunchyroll or some shit like that, you may be more inclined to dip out, and you shouldn't. You really, really shouldn't, right? I'm sorry, Brooks, continue on.
Oh yeah, like I like you know, it's got a good like, you know, emotional like dip and like rise, you know. I think like when you like, you know, when he goes to visit her, basically when he goes to try and find her town, and like, you know, you get the revelation of the, you know, of the comet and everything, like it starts to feel like, you know, the stakes are kind of rising, you know. It's like, oh, like, you know, is it just like, you know, is he just gonna have to accept, you know, that she's gone, or is there going to be some kind of way that they're going to like fix it? And like I think it adds a really good punch to the ending. Like, you know, it gives you that like sad melancholy feeling of like, you know, love possibly being lost, but then like, you know, it brings it back at the end, which is really nice.
Pulls it together for a happy ending, which is actually a thing I think I don't like about the movie. I almost wish this movie would have ended with the futility of fate and determinism in a way. Right? Like, I don't know. There's
You'll like the rest of his films then, because the rest of his films are sad and depressing.
But I was relieved because I thought the movie was going to go that way, and I felt like, holy shit, we won. We won at the end of the movie, and it's sometimes you don't get that kind of feel.
I was getting angry, actually. I had the opposite effect. I was like, come on, she's right there. Turn around, say something, motherfucker. She's right there. Don't walk by each other again. Shit.
Well, sometimes one of my faults is I like the unexpected, and usually the unexpected is a sad, not so good ending, but you can't overdo that, right? Right? You can't overdo that. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, style and structure is pretty solid though. Overall, style especially is really, really solid. The structure, maybe more, maybe less, maybe exactly as it is. It's a great fucking film, and we're not just talking about an animated film. We're talking just a great film. I think it stands up there with Akira, even though it doesn't have 24 frames per second. And it's obvious that it doesn't. However,
it's lovely, Snappy Robbie.
Nobody spins their motorcycle sideways in this movie either.
It's still no shit. It's still the year of the heel, so I still got to throw a little bit of shade towards John. But this movie's got some music in it. Me personally, I think the music's pretty decent. What's the name of the band?
Rad Wimps.
Okay. I think that a lot of the music is really good. And a lot of the music is really cheesy. And it made me go, well, sounds like a fucking anime soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about anime. And that's just me on a personal bias and a personal level. I love the music in anime or like tokusatsu shit, like Sentai or Kamen Rider and shit. But there's always like the cheesy song that I know from experience. The longer, like if you watch a whole 26 episode anime series or a whole 50 episodes of Super Sentai, the cheesy music eventually becomes your favorite.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I get it, you know, and I know that would happen here. I like the music. I think it's really good. And it is powerful and poignant when it needs to be.
Yeah,
but man, it's cheesy as fuck sometimes. But at the same time, we praise the music here on Bloodsport, so who the fuck am I to judge? What about you, Holshoe? What do you think about the music in the film?
I love the music. Radwimps is amazing. The one dude from Radwimps does, not only is the Radwimps songs in it and made for the movie, but he also does, the dude from Radwimps does all the music, the piano, like everything. He does the whole movie. And I think it works really well. There's the cheesy part and again, I haven't heard the English version, so I don't know what changed in the songs, but I really like Radwimps. Shinkai's new film, Suzuma, they also, Radwimps did that music.
The biggest
too.
difference, John, is they got Scott Stapp to do the lyrics.
Damn it.
Just kidding, y'all. Just kidding. That didn't happen.
Sacrifice.
Yeah. But I love the music. I think it works really well. They're in like the montage when they're doing the body flip, whatever. It's sort of corny, but it's good when it needs to be. I really love the music. I think the music's phenomenal. And the success of this movie is partly attributed to that music. Radwimps are hugely successful in Japan. They've been for a long time. And they said the music helped propel the movie's success at the box office and stuff because of them.
And
I
at the
agree
time,
with
it
that.
was one of the biggest, highest grossing films in Japan when it released, right?
Yeah, it was highest grossing, and it maintained the highest grossing anime, or maybe it's the highest grossing film. I forget. I know as far as anime, it got dethroned by the new Demon Slayer film, and Demon Slayer had the luxury of, here's a successful series people are watching, they're going to go see the movie.
Oh, and the power of 13-year-olds, man.
Yeah, well, and nobody knew what Your Name was even about, and so to go in,
this is not a movie for 13-year-olds. You know, this isn't Pokemon. This isn't Thunderbolt.
Although I like Demon Slayer. I like the series. I enjoyed the movie very much. Anyway, but this is a completely different type of thing. And again, it stands alone. It's its own thing. So, but I think the music's phenomenal, and I think the very subtle piano parts and stuff that you do see later on work really well, because there's some quieter parts, but the music is done exceptionally well. Radwimps are phenomenal. Check out some of their stuff on YouTube. They've been around. Radwimps as a band has been around for quite a while, and they're pretty awesome.
Well, we need to go see him, John. What about you, Jelani? What do you think about the music?
Yeah, it was fine. It was really cheesy at the beginning, and I really started to hate it. But yeah, when it did count, it was good. The score was decent towards the end when we started to get it. And one word I will give the music for me is it was overwrought. Like it was just, it felt louder than the dialogue in some parts. It was a little overpowering at the very beginning and through the middle of the movie. I was like, damn, can you cut this music down? I like to understand what the fuck's going on.
That's an anime though, right? Like the music's always
and they're like, I'm going through my day. God, and then you can't hear shit because the music's on. I'm like, God, shut the fuck up.
This is the guy over here, by the way, that loves Cowboy Bebop, just so y'all know. As if Cowboy Bebop's like not like in the middle, like Spike's about to say something very important and nuanced, and then all of a sudden,
it never does that. You can understand Spike every time it happens. It was just this movie. That's all. It was overwrought for me. It was good when it got to once you get the discovery of the comet and all that stuff, and it's poignant and it hits the notes, and you're like, oh my God, it does it. But like at the beginning, man, I was trashing this music. I was like, fuck this, fuck this part, fuck this stupid Freaky Friday shit that's happening while it's happening with this music. And it was like, it went into sitcom mode twice. And I was so pissed. Cause like, it was like, oh, it's another sunny day. And like, it's like at the beginning of the movie. And then like we get to a second revelation or something. They realize that they swapped. And when they realize they swapped, they're like, oh, I can't believe it. It's another day. We're going to have another swap. And I was like, fuck. It's sitcom twice.
One thing I do love about the music, I didn't have a lot of time to dwell on this week, but the two main characters, so it's Taki and like Masuha or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. They have their own theme that interplays when they're swapping bodies. I do like that. I think that's rather clever. Speaking of clever, what about you, Fable? You're a pretty clever ass for a face ass heel.
Thank you, jabroni. Yeah. I love it. I'm sorry, guys. I love this kind of stuff. I love Japanese butt rock. I'm a big gamer, right? And one of my favorite genre of video games is Japanese role playing games. I love stuff like Final Fantasy, Persona,
Oh,
these type
Persona's
of
got some
games.
killer soundtracks too.
Yeah, and those get and maybe this is why I love this movie so much, is because it reminds me of a Japanese role playing game. It really does. It borrows a lot. Like they play with your feelings in Japanese role playing games. Like this movie
And they play
plays
with
with
their
your feelings.
boobs, right? The first
And
thing
they
you
play
do,
with their
Fable, you play
boobs.
with healing. Hey, what's the
Play
button?
your
What's the
boobs.
combo to hit? Play boobs.
So I like that upbeat rock stuff. I just love it. And when that's not playing and it's just the score, I think the score is gorgeous. I think when they do the whole shrine thing, when they do the whole ritual thing, when she's doing the dance, the sound that's playing when they're on the mountaintop meeting each other in twilight,
Yep.
all
And when
that
the dude
music
shows
is
up, like
yeah,
drinking spit.
That's
Yeah, it's
great
nice.
music.
yeah.
That
No, it's
great,
fantastic. And
Have
I
you
even
played
like
Expedition
the
33?
oh, that game is fantastic, bro. Fantastic. The music in that game, woo, insane.
Yeah.
But
Halfway through the game, they're like, "It's a sunny day."
yeah, yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I love that. You know, you ever play Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Gonna take you for a ride.
Yeah.
I just love that stuff. I don't know why. And maybe it's my preference. And I totally could feel anybody that'd be like, this is annoying as hell. But I just love that part of Japanese music. I do. And this gives me Japanese role-playing game vibes all day.
Yeah, and like I said, man, like every anime show I've been into, Trinity Blood is one I can think of. Where the first like 6 episodes that I watched Trinity Blood, I was like, this fucking music at the end of the show sucks ass. And then by episode 7, I'm just like keeping the goddamn Blu-ray going so I can fucking like listen to it all the way through. You know,
It gets catchy. It gets catchy.
Yeah, it's catchy. It gets,
after
it
a
gets in your
while,
head.
yeah. At first, it might be like, "Oh, this is corny," but then I don't know. After a while, just get it. Once it's repetitive enough, you just find yourself singing it, and then you're like, you're singing in Japanese all of a sudden. You're like, "Mechuchi boo boo."
No idea what the fuck you're saying, but you're loving it. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the music in the film?
I liked it. I think it was good for the most part. Like there were some parts, like where the rock music playing in the background of a scene of just some people talking is a little bit jarring. But it's kind of an anime staple too. So like it wasn't that bad. But I did kind of notice it. I was like, man, the rock music kind of feels a little bit out of place here. But like because it's an anime and I'm familiar with them, it's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of just a thing they do though. But yeah, I like the songs are good though. Like I do love the like a lot of Japanese rock stuff that they use in anime. I think is really good. And this movie has got a mix too. It's not just the rock music. There's the more orchestral stuff as well. And it's all good. Like no complaints from me.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, this movie's saying something. We are the pop culture philosophers. We like to dig a little bit deeper than most shows here on the YouTube when we talk about movies. So Hammertime Holshoe, you picked this movie. It's very important to you. What's the movie speaking to you? What is the theme? What is the meaning? What's it fucking saying?
I don't know, man. I do think there's sort of a space and time, right, which are related. If two people like each other, there's no barrier, and that includes space and time. You know what I'm saying? There's no barrier at all. So it is lucky though they were only 3 years apart. Because what if it was like, oh, that incident happened in 1972? I don't think it would have worked out. Like she's like in her 70s and she meets him.
You would have had to get the grandmother involved then, bro.
Yeah. So I just don't think I think that's a lot of it. Like that there's nothing that can keep, if you really care for each other. And I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a beautiful movie, but I don't know what to take away from other than that. You know what I'm saying?
I think what you're saying, beyond space and time, beyond time and place.
Yeah.
True
'Cause
love
I guess distance and
works.
distance and time, I guess there's correlation, right? You know what I'm saying? Space and time there's correlation there. So there's no really boundaries when it comes to, you know, people's feelings to each other. And this movie proves that. So that's one of the
Even
things
culturally, right?
Oh, yeah.
Country girl, city boy, right?
Yeah. What are the
Oh, yeah.
odds of they exchange and then it was like an American and she's like, fuck, I don't know this language. I don't know English.
Love transcends space, time, language, setting, and mood and atmosphere. Like,
Yeah, everything.
yeah, really cool. What about you, Jelani? What are you thinking?
Simping goes a long way to save a town. You gotta simp hard, dog. That simping, it works sometimes. It does. Like chasing that cream, son. When you do it, you got that Riz the way you got that Riz, you get that town saved. You save over 500 people. I think that's pretty baller. I think, and not remembering it is the worst part. You know, being that awesome, doing a cool thing, and then not remembering it. That's the worst part of it. I think. That's all. You know. Simping sometimes works. That's what I got from it.
Big simping, spending G's. Anyway,
Right.
more like spending C's or 20s. What about you, Fable? What's this movie speaking to you?
This movie spoke a lot to me, honestly. To be honest, I feel like it has a ton of themes in here, but the one that I guess is prevalent to me the most is like the opposite nature of everything, right? In this movie, especially, think about it, like male and female, like you said, country, city, traditional, progressive, right? Like there's a lot of this going on in almost every facet of this movie, but yet everything is connected, right? It's like the literal yin yang sign, the yin yang sign, the movie, like. Things could be so far apart, yet still bound together by the same principles, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? And they even say it in this movie quite plainly. Like she says, the union, right? There was a lesson the teacher was teaching about the union, and how these things come together, you know, dusk and dawn, science and magic, right? Like all of these things are the same yet different, right? Like men and women are different, but yet they're not that different, you know? And that perfect middle ground, that union point, the twilight where things just come together. And you could say that magic is what made this happen, but you could also say science made this happen, right? With the asteroid and the effects asteroids have on people and the planet and stuff like that. So it's just like, for me, it was just speaking a little bit what John said, like, doesn't matter how far apart things are, they will still come together and meet somewhere in the middle. And I think this movie is just like, everything about it says that. So that's what I got from it.
Spooky action at a distance. What about you, Brooks? Speaking of spooky action, what is this movie saying to you? Well said, Fable.
Well, I think, like, you know, the big theme of this movie is this kind of like irresistible attachment that some people, like, you know, have. Like, you know, some people are just meant to, they just fit together, you know, and like, it's like, you know, it's like this idea of like they're destined to be together, you know, like they would always be attracted to each other no matter how far apart they were born, or like, you know, I guess in this case, even across time. Like I like to think of the backstory of this movie is like God was like flying through space and he accidentally like grazed up against the comet and weakened it so that it would break off. And he's like, oh shit, it's gonna hit Earth. But he's like, okay, so this village down there, no big deal. Oh wait, no, that chick's supposed to meet that dude. So then he has to, like, in order to fix his mistake, he has to do the time travel shenanigans. So in the end, when dude pulls it off, God's like, crisis averted.
Fixed it.
Like Link, when you said that, Link and Zelda, how they're connected through time.
Yeah, it's like it was so important to, like, that these two people get together that God's like, fuck, I have to like fix my mistake.
All right. Well, one word that keeps getting brought up that I think is my main theme is connection. This movie is about connection. And it's on many layers. My favorite line in one of my favorite musicals, Rent, is connection in an isolating age. That's something that both main characters were going through, was finding connection in the midst of isolation. Sometimes we are at our lowest and at our most lonely, we can find connection. You got to be open to it. But it's more than that. It's kind of like paraphrasing what John said, connection through boundaries. Whether the boundary is time, space, space-time, right? They're connected, we found out, apparently, so far to our knowledge. But distance, time.
Not a bat, bud.
What? Distance, time, like culture, gender, language. True connection crosses those boundaries. And what I mean by true connection, what do I mean by that? How about a word? Simple 4-letter word, love. Love doesn't just necessarily mean the person you meet at the end of the movie who runs away from you, you chase them, and you bone. Connection means a lot of things. The way that we here connect. You know, like me, Hammertime, Jelani, Brooks. We're all in the same geographic area, but it's still kind of almost a miracle that we have formed a connection. Then let's add in Fable, who lives. We've never met Fable physically. He's never been with us physically.
He lives at the North Pole. The people just
he lives at the North Pole.
Yeah.
Fable, by the way, is 3'7". He is. I
was about to say, I hope this guy make his toys and shit.
But like, even through this distance, right? There's no way that me and Fable and through the two of us, y'all, would have ever met each other, right? But we have, and we formed a connection that is inseparable. I fucking love you, Fable, and I think you're amazing. And I love you, Jelani, and I love you, John, and I love you, Brooks. And we all met each other through varying circumstances. Like mutual friends or a job that we had together. Random shit, right? But that connection is true. And what's more true than space? What's more true than time? What's more true than culture, language, gender is connection. And that's what this movie's about to me. And it's also about fate and determinism and how once you realize your fate, unlike the Greek tragedies, we can change it. If you work hard enough, you try hard enough, even if you're a piece of shit like Taki, you're still going to be able to work hard enough to take care of that. So anyway, connection through boundaries, in my opinion. What about the rating of the film? You out there in the chat, if you watch your name along with us, out of 5 possible you digs, what do you rate the film? Hammertime Holshoe, kick us off, my friend.
It's a perfect 5. I would go higher, but I don't think we're allowed to. It's my favorite film. It's not my favorite live action. It's not my favorite anime. I'm saying it's my favorite film in general. Like if I took every film I loved and put them all together, this would always come out on top. I just think it's perfect the way it's written. I think it's perfect the way it's animated. I love the music and I love this film. And I could watch it 1,000 times. And also, he's made some other films that are really depressing. I can't watch. I watch and then afterwards I'm just down in the dumps. But I think this one has I like the ending. It kind of is a little ambiguous. Like they do meet, but at the same time, who knows? Maybe they get together and then a week later they break up. We don't know what happens with them. You know
That's why it's almost there. It's almost the story.
That's why it's like every movie has a happy ending depending on where you end the story.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it, man. I think it's a perfect 5. I think it's Shinkai's best film. He's done other things that are phenomenal, and Suzume is probably, is amazing. That's, I think, ends on a better note too, though it's very sad. And he's amazing. And probably the most successful and probably the most famous outside of Miyazaki, who's from Studio Ghibli. So he's gone on, and it also kind of opened this like, oh, you're telling us Japanese anime films can be hugely successful and hugely popular and award-winning outside of Miyazaki. There was like this idea it didn't happen. Even though there's other great directors that you shouldn't sleep on. There's some great directors in Japan doing some amazing stuff. Miyazaki like set this bar, and people have this expectation that he was going to always spin gold. And then Shinkai came out and did the same thing. And not knocking Miyazaki because he's, freaking genius. But I love this film, and I'm excited to talk about Miyazaki films next week.
Hell yeah. A perfect score from Hammertime. What about you, Jelani?
I know where you live, Jelani, and I got a towel.
I know, man.
To whip you with.
It's really good. It's really good. It really like it puts. It's a concept that's a slow burn, but at the same time, it's like almost fast paced with the very beginning. Like it gets you in ways. The music kind of pissed me off. Like I said, it's two pieces of a movie. That one I couldn't stand, the other I enjoy because of what happened at the beginning of it. So I can't give it a 5. I give it a 4.5. I think it's very good. I think I need to watch it at least 2 more times.
Please watch it in Japanese so you can listen to the original soundtrack, because I don't know what was changed for the American.
I don't either.
Or English.
It was loud.
Yeah, the soundtrack is phenomenal. Please watch it in Japanese and see if it changes your opinion on the music.
I'll check it. I mean, I'm going to watch it again. It's already in the rewatchability factor.
I'm sure Jelani will like the music better when it's sung in Japanese.
I'm just saying, I don't know what was changed.
That's the only difference. It's the same song. It's just an English.
Okay, they just changed it. I didn't know if anything else was altered music-wise.
That's the only difference. But it's fine. It's just, like I said, the beginning with all the sitcom music. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. I know that I can't stop hiding. That shit. I couldn't stand it. Fuck that shit.
I can't wait until the day, as one of my best friends, Jelani, that you wake up and feel the way that song is. I hope that for you.
I'm waiting for you to wake up as a woman one day. Do the body swap thing.
That's how he'll feel that way. He wakes up and he just like gets to feel on his own titties.
And shit, like,
oh shit.
What about you, Fable? We got a 4.5 from Jelani and a 5 from Hammertime. What do you rate the film?
Yeah, man. I was not expecting to like this movie as much as I did. Like I said, I just love the concept of it. Like maybe the body swapping thing is not really the thing for me. It's really like the whole space and time thing. It's the whole waking dreaming thing. Right? Because like I just thought it was so interesting because there was things in there where I was like, how could you, like you said, Taki, how could you not know? Right? Like you're both on the same day, but your day is Thursday, her day is Tuesday. What, you don't look at a newspaper? You don't see what year it is in her.
There's even moments in the calendar,
you know what I mean,
on the screen where we can see the difference in the years.
Right.
I didn't realize that.
Like and that was kind of bothering me. But then as the movie goes on, and it's just like, well, wait a minute. They're trying to present this thing that it's like, no, when you wake up, you do forget your dreams. The details do fade away over time. And you can't, there's only certain dreams you remember, but even then you can't remember every detail of those dreams. And that feeling of waking up longing for something you don't know what you're looking for, right? Like that really hit home with me in a really deep way. I don't know why, but I guess there's been times where I've woken up and I feel like maybe I was in a better place when I was asleep, and now I'm back into this bullshit. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people feel that way. And maybe that was his inspiration for this movie, to tell the story of what happens when you go to that other place. You know what I mean? That other time, or that other, I don't know. It's that concept that drives me to think that this movie is absolute genius. On top of that, it's freaking gorgeous. 5 out of 5.
A perfect score from Fable. All right,
Fable,
two perfect
I love
scores
Fable
so
so
far.
much more. Like Fable was here with me. Now he's like up here. He's above Robbie now.
Even more so because Holshoe doesn't have to drive to fucking New York right now to fucking settle some shit. So. What about you,
He
Brooks?
lives
What
in
do
the
you rate
North
this
Pole.
film out of 5? Oh yeah, the North Pole. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd have to give this movie a 5 too, because like I'd rather have John direct his ire towards Delaney than me. And I think the movie genuinely does kind of deserve it. Like, I was surprised how much I ended up liking this movie. Like, despite it's not usually my thing, like, this kind of like romantic comedy, but it was interesting enough. And like, I think it could have used a little bit more, like I said. Like, I think like if he'd had a couple of more scenes about her relationship with her dad, and maybe a little bit more about dude's relationship, with the people around him a little bit. But like it was like it was a fun watch. I did enjoy it, and like I think if it hadn't had the happy ending, I would have probably not liked it as much. But so I liked at the end, like that they brought it back and didn't make it like a total downer. So I kind of felt, yeah. So yeah, I'll give it a 5, John. Remember it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'll say this. If the movie had the bad down ending where there was no way to circumvent the events that had happened 3 years before, I might have given it a 5.
God damn it.
As it stands, I think it's a really great movie with slight issues. My slight issues are probably because I've only seen it one time. But my biggest issue is this. It's not the structure. It's not the pace. It's not the music. I am sold on Waitaki falls in love with, what's her name? Musuha? What's her name?
Yeah,
Mitsuha?
Mitsuha is
Mitsuha,
the main
yeah.
girl.
I'm sold on why Taki falls in love with her. I'm not sold on why she falls in love with him.
Right.
That's my biggest issue. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. That's what I'll do.
Solid, man.
So a
Solid
4.5 from me and Jelani, and a 5 from the rest of y'all for a PCP average of 4.69, dudes. That means it's another great pick, but not a perfect score all the way around like Akira. I'm still winning Cruise Choice, John, just so you know. Nobody can join the Akira show and give it less than a 5. That's just the way it goes.
Damn good movie.
But no, this movie is great. Your Name is awesome. It's on Crunchyroll. It's right now available to stream in the English dub on YouTube. Somebody put it up. Toho hasn't pulled it down, which is crazy to me, John. Aren't they usually the most like
aggressive,
strict about their fucking copyrights?
Yeah, Toho
and
is
shit?
pretty. Yeah.
I'm surprised that Akira hasn't been demonetized yet, and I hope I have the same hope for this one. Y'all need to watch Your Name. It's really good. It's another almost sad sack navel gazy movie.
Yes.
From Japan that John has picked for Cruise Choice, but it was really good. And I think I liked it better in silent voice. I really do. Like, because I feel like Brooks, man, I do love that hopeful ending. Fuck, maybe I like this movie
No,
better.
I love that when they come up to each other and they're like, "Do I know you? Do I know you?" And it's like, "Yes, you know each other, motherfuckers." He's like,
"Can I ask your name?"
Yeah, your
oh
name.
my
and
god!
Like, oh.
And then we're like, "It's the name of the movie!" So 4.69 overall. I think that's a really high rating here for PCP, especially for Cruise Choice. This one was a winner. No Funhouse for you, Hammertime Holshoe. Not yet. Don't worry. I've had a few. John, thank you so much for being here. You're going to be joining us next week because next week we're doing Brooks's pick, and Brooks's pick in the Miyazaki film, Princess Mononoke. The first one I watched. I remember watching this movie. Haven't seen it since it first released.
Oh, it's so good.
Very excited for that one. That was Brooks's pick. That is next week here on PCP Movie Night. John, I love you. Final thoughts.
I love this film. Anybody that hasn't seen it, please go see it. I'm happy that few here that haven't seen it have now watched it because I love it so much. I just want to share it with people. And I'm happy you guys enjoyed it. Even if you didn't give it a perfect score, I'm just happy you guys enjoyed it. And again, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's freaking good. And check out Shinkai's other films because he's a master filmmaker. Although some of the films will leave you kind of depressed. So don't watch them before bedtime because then you won't be able to sleep. I'm just throwing it out there.
I love you, John. I also love you, Jelani. Final thoughts? What you got coming up, man? You got a whole channel. Somebody share the link for Go Figure Reviews, please.
Yeah, thanks, guys. John, it didn't suck. I was mad at first, and I wasn't at the end. So good job on you, man. The whole comment thing saved it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I'm gonna watch it again sometime this week, and take it all in. Just realize the parts I missed. So I'm still glad I watched it.
Yeah, I think on the rewatch you might catch some things at the beginning you didn't catch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's right. There's definitely, it does help to rewatch it. I'm not saying you have to, but it does add, I think, to it a little bit.
Yeah, I'll watch it again. Yeah, and me and Brooks, we do this show called Go Figure Reviews. We do a lot of stuff together. I had to do a couple solos because I haven't had time to do much of anything else. So these two are solo videos. I did one, the Superman Silver Age. The Silver Age.
I love
Superman.
that figure, man. Love that figure.
Literally did that today. Just today. So it just dropped. So please check that one out.
Why'd you steal your background from your name, man? What's going on, man?
Oh yeah,
Is that Tokyo?
right when the comment goes by too. Superman's like, I gotta stop that comment chunk.
That's a whole different ending of Superman intervenes.
That's right. Superman shows up. You're like, oh yes, man. That's what I wanted. So yeah, check that one out. We just made it, and also we have Red Sonja from Boss Fight Studios. This is by far one of the. In fact, these two figures are probably going to be in my top 10 list for the year, or top 5 at least. That figure's amazing, and she gets naked. She's naked, so check them out. Go Figure Reviews. We're gonna have a lot more coming. We're gonna do some Masters of the Universe. We're gonna do some Marvel Legends. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up in the pipeline. Hopefully, maybe a Transformer or two. So check us out.
So you tell me she actually has nipples underneath all that shit?
No, she's smooth. It's just
oh damn, you had me, man.
Fable's on eBay right now.
Check out the Hell Witch video I did. The Hell Witch video. She got nipples.
That's because Brian Polito loves us. That's why. That's why. Right. What about you, Fable, man? Thank you so much for being here, experiencing this movie with us. I know your flagship show is now on a break, on a hiatus, but just tell us about yourself, what you got.
Well, final thoughts. Yeah, I totally recommend this movie. I think out of the crew, and there's a bunch of us. I think I'm more on the harsher scale. I'm there with Jelani. Maybe not as harsh as Jelani, but I'm on that end of the spectrum when it comes to these movies. So every now and then when I come across something that makes my heart sink, right? The way this movie made my heart sink like 3 times, right? The whole she's dead thing. I was like, oh, when she's signing her name and then the pen drops and she just disappears. I was like, oh, like, oh my God. And then when they finally freaking meet each other at the end and the whole your name thing, I love shit like that. That's what I watch movies for. That's the experience I love. So yeah, go watch this movie. It's great. Yeah, I'm on hiatus right now. One collection down is the channel. I'm that on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you. We just hit 500 subscribers on Friday night, which was fantastic. Yeah, during the show. So that's awesome.
That was because of my birthday appearance, right?
That was because of your appearance. But no, we had a great time. But when I do come back, I plan on having like a ladies' month where I have nothing but ladies from the comic book community join us and hang out with us. So I got some beautiful, awesome comic book women lined up to come hang out with us. So that'll be sometime in June. But other than that, catch us here Monday night, PCP movie night, man, anime, and every movie after that. And I'm down for it. I'll probably be here hanging out with the fellas. So yeah, man, thanks for having me. Love you guys.
Don't say probably, bro. You committed to all of them. So there you go, man.
Yep. I'll be here every Monday night, guys.
All right. What about you, Brooks, man? I know you're part of Go Figure Reviews. You're also one of our best friends. Final thoughts, what you got coming up?
Well, just like I guess like what this movie's saying is the future is what you make it. So make it a good one. That was definitely from this movie and not another movie too.
It's not from Hannah Montana. It's not. Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. Dude, Hannah Montana is very similar to some of this anime music, y'all. I'm just saying, man. Which is good. Maybe maybe I'll give this movie a 4.69.
I didn't know Hannah Montana was in this movie. Oh,
all right. And once again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Next week here on Anime, the first month of our Cruise Choice Festival, we're going to be talking about Brooks's pick, Princess Mononoke. Really excited for this, y'all. Like I've seen, as far as Miyazaki, I've seen this, Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, and I've seen Spirited Away. The only three I've seen. And I love these three movies, and I haven't seen Princess Mononoke in like, how long was it ago when we worked at Hollywood Video, Jelani?
God, 25 years ago.
25 years ago. I haven't seen this movie in like 25 fucking years. So
it's a film I wanted to. I'm like, should I pick Princess Mononoke because it's my favorite? And then Brooks picked it. I'm like, oh, good, because I want to do your name, but I wanted to do a
yeah, but you decided not to be here for Akira, so fuck you, man.
I just felt like there was already going to be people, and I didn't want to be on everyone and like crowding.
And honestly, why do we got more panelists for Ninja Scroll than we do fucking
fucking Ninja Scroll?
Ninja Scroll is amazing,
it's
dude.
the shit.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Fucking,
I don't know, Delaney. You might. I would say you might have the lowest rated cruise choice of the year, but Spillio picked The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. So,
oh god,
there's room there. There's room there. So, heck yeah. All right, y'all. Next week, Princess Mononoke. We are dipping out. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. We could not do this without you. And hell yeah. For my final thoughts, I don't know what else to say except for I kind of want R-Truth to beat John Cena.
That'd be great. Awesome. The WWE Championship, that'd be awesome.
No, it'd be great if he's like, I'll do a match with you, R-Truth, but I'm not going to do it for the title. Also, if you look at John with his computer glow and the colors that he's wearing, he kind of looks like a Force apparition right now, doesn't he? Doesn't he right now?
He's 2 years in the past.
Me? Oh, by the way, I'm rocking a Super Cub shirt. Did you notice there was a Super Cub in the movie at the very end?
Yes.
Her friend Tessie or whatever, when he goes to blow the thing up, he's got a Super Cub because she ruins his bike, remember?
Yep.
And then he's rocking a Super Cub. In Shinkai's movie Weathering With You, the main girl drives a not the main, I guess she's like the secondary character. Anyway, Super Cub.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. We hear everybody on this channel that you can see our faces right now. Me, John, Jelani, Fable, and Brooks. We all represent Pop Culture Philosophers, aka PCP, in the 10th year of PCP. And if you ain't down with PCPX, we got 2 words for you. Suck it!
Sorry.
I thought I hit the button. Suck it!